Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day, and the party is over. Everybody's gone home for the evening to relax and play with their goodies. Um, but I was reading some Facebook posts, articles, like I do, and thinking about a conversation I had uh, with a couple other people, and evolution came up in my head. It didn't actually come up in the conversation, and it got me to thinking how many people don't seem to have a grasp on the concept of evolution and how it even began. The concept of inanimate objects just accidentally forming together and then building on each other to make us. There's a huge gap in between, or like in the biblical story, God uses dirt to make man. God can make man out of dirt, but their gap is they can't seem to wrap their head around dirt just becoming man without God. So Christmas, a Christmas thought. And I was trying to formulate a different way to view it. And I came up with the idea of snow initially, or things being better able to survive. Because evolution is about survival and passing on that information of survival to the next group. And in the genre of survival, because these are all, the language is one of the barriers. When you use the term survival, you think of a conscious effort to survive. You're doing an action to survive. But that's a fault of our language, and the subtlety of language being lost, and science having a long way to go to develop good language. So you could apply the term survival to an inanimate object in an environment, like snow. If you have a snow, an early winter snow, when the sun comes out and the snow stops, the snow that's in the shade stays, at least longer. It stays longer. It's better able to survive that environment. It doesn't get hit by the direct sun, so the snow in the shade and in the pockets survives better. It is more likely to survive. So there's no conscious effort in that. It's just that the environment acts on snow in such a way, and using the term survive, that acts on it in such a way that it lasts longer. It survives. You can then go back to molecules, and in certain environments, certain molecules are better able to survive. Pretty simple. You're not going to have certain molecules, H2O, for example, in a high, dry desert, because it will dry up. It can't survive in that environment, so it evaporates and moves to another better energy environment for it to survive. And then you can build on that. You get two molecules together, and they're better able to survive. The two molecules bound together, H and 2O, water, for example, is a molecule that binds together and is better able to survive, or is, better able to survive in that combination than not in that combination. And at some point, you're going to reach a molecule or a combination of molecules that will have an action. A molecule will flip, an energy will change, it'll shift movement. Crystal, for example, builds and moves So certain molecules or certain combinations are better able to survive an environment if they make an action, if it does something physical. Now, when a molecule does something physical and moves its position or changes its composition in some way to better enable that molecule to survive, or that combination of molecules to survive, there's no intent. The molecule didn't decide it wanted to survive or it should survive. It just, in that environment, an action occurs and it survives better. And you can keep building on that and that on top of that, and you get more complicated molecules, more complicated groupings of molecules, and then you build up to, of course, a life form that has no intent on survival. It didn't know its existence and want survival. Want is a term that we use as our own internal motivation. We don't cause our wants directly. When you want something, you want it. Knowledge changes it, the environment changes it, but your wants come from within. So even in this giant multicellular complex machine, want and intent is still almost relative. Well, still totally relative. But that's how you get to this level of evolution, and I think I just wanted to put it out there as an explanation. Some of the explanations of evolution people obviously aren't getting, or doesn't sit well with them for some reason, and I think we need to go back a little bit further for science and education reasons, just to get more people to understand what the science is, or what the chemistry is, what the intent that evolution says, or how you can go back and get it. Even if they don't believe it, it's fine. Believe what you're going to believe. Even if you don't believe that, at least you will understand why I do. I can go back and I can see, and I can get my head around how a molecule can combine, and have an action, and that build into something that's a multicellular organism like we are. So that is my Christmas thought. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great New Year, and stay safe. Happy Winter Solstice.